everybody. My name is Kenda. I'm your host, and this is Mind My Own Podcast. It's another Wednesday, August 28th. And goodness, the summer is almost over, y'all.
It is.
It is.
Dang, I love the summer. What's y'all favorite season?
Summer.
I would say fall.
Fall, really?
I gotta be the one to be different.
It's okay to be different.
Yeah, it is okay to be
I just
different.
like the warm.
You like the layers, being able to layer up? You
I
like
do,
the jackets?
and I like dressing for fall. The fall colors are so pretty too. Yeah.
I'm a fall baby, so I think that's probably why I like fall too. But I'll be excited for our summers. I don't know. It'd be so much activities, but I do love the fall too.
It's just not hot enough for me.
It's not hot.
Yeah. We get cheated a lot in our summers, right?
Yeah.
Ugh, it's not fair. But everybody, thank you so much for tapping in. I got some very special guests today, some very amazing ladies, some very powerful women. Y'all see them? They beautiful. Different shades of brown, brown, brown. Yes, our melanin queens are in the building. Let's go. I'm going to start from this end. This is Markita, right? Markita, tell everybody a little bit about what you do.
I am Markita. I'm a parent coordinator at MPS. I also have my own business called Breaking Barriers for Women.
Nice.
I deal with women that have been sexually assaulted and girls and help them get past their trauma.
Well, thank you so much for coming. I'm going to clap for you. Yes. And this is Miss Keyvonna Beamon. Thank you so much for coming, sis.
Yes. I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much.
I've been trying to get you on for a little while now.
And we made it.
Yes, finally. This is great.
Yes, I'm super happy to be here. So for those who don't know me, as my good sis said, my name is Keyvonna Beamon. Let's see. I am a mother. I am a speaker. I am a minister.
Yes.
I am the CEO and founder of Resilient Queen, Claim Your Crown. And you might be asking, what is Resilient Queen? Let me tell you. It is a women's empowerment group where we literally come together and create safe spaces for women to come in, and you have the ability to just be you. No judgment, nothing. You come in a room and you literally just experience sisterhood and experience God.
Yes.
And be able to get the necessary resources and tools on how you can bounce back from anything that life has exposed you to.
Let's go. I got to clap for you, sis.
Yeah.
Oh. Beautiful.
Thank you.
And Miss Sheka, Grady.
We got her on the podcast. Come on.
Podcast.
So, sis, tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
How y'all doing? I am Sheka Grady. I am a minister. I'm a wife. I'm a mom. I am the founder and executive director of Queens of the Mill.
Yes.
Queens of the Mill is a sisterhood here in Milwaukee that has been going for 5 years strong. We are now an organization. We help women blossom into the queen that she was born to be.
Come on.
We work on the whole self for as a woman. And so we create safe spaces. We do workshops. We do trainings. The whole 9 yards when it comes to women. I am also a educator.
Yes, you are.
I'm an educator. I had a daycare for 6.5 years. So teaching and Queens of the Mill are my passion.
Yes, clapping for you too. Yes, I love how you ladies focus so much on empowering other women. I love that. And the children. That is just beautiful. That is just beautiful. So I do want to start with you, Keyvonna. Okay. You have an event that's coming up, Healing Night. And you've done it a few times over. How many times now? What's this? Which one is this?
So next month, actually, September 21st, it's going to be the Healing Night Conference. Yes. So I want to take y'all back, give y'all like the backstory of everything.
Please do.
Last year, God had gave me a conference, but that was a whole process. Let me tell you, if you want to do what you want to do and tell God your plans, he's going to laugh. If you want to make God laugh, tell him what you go do, okay? And this is something that I had to learn. And so when I actually sat down and took a moment to literally hear from God, he told me to postpone the conference, not knowing why, but I was just obedient and did so. My good sis here is so crazy. Look at God. She here on the podcast. She planted a seed in me the year prior. She was like, sis, you should start hosting healing nights. I'm like, what is that? I had no idea what
Ooh.
it was. And it was literally a seed. It went in one ear and out the other. I was like, no, that's not for me. And when God told me to postpone the conference, he sat me down, and in quiet time, he told me, you're going to host healing nights.
Yes.
And again, I was like, okay, God, what's a healing night? Like, what are we doing? And being honest, the first one that we did was in August of last year.
Mhm.
I had no idea what he
Wow.
meant by a healing night. I'm used to throwing like events and conferences. The healing night is not an event. It's not a conference. It's literally a healing night. It's a night where people come and experience God. You will experience deliverance. Like the spirit is at an all-time high.
Yes.
On that night. And so we hosted one in August. We did another one in November, another one in February of this year.
Wow.
And then we just did our last one in May.
Let's go.
And so now God is like, okay, we're going to sum up all the healing nights and the themes from the previous healing nights for the conference. So this conference, it is big.
I seen that. 200
Yes.
people, right? 200
Listen.
more, a little over 200 people.
230 people.
Let's
Yeah.
go. I'm
Congratulations.
clapping.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's
Thank
big.
you.
That is
Thank
big.
you. It is.
Wow.
God, literally.
So where's it going to be at?
It's going to be at the Zufari Center.
Okay.
Saturday, September 21st. And unfortunately, with the 230 people registered, registration is closed.
Mhm.
However, I am telling everyone you can still be a part of the journey, because even though it's a conference, healing nights is still in the theme. And so we need prayers
Mhm.
to go towards the women and some of the men that will be in the room, because as we know, healing and deliverance and that stuff ain't no joke.
Yeah.
So we're asking if everyone can please send prayers just for that day, send it everyone's way so that we can be
Yeah.
able to literally get everything that we need from God on that specific day.
Awesome. Awesome. Now, when you heard from God and he was telling you
Yeah.
to do this, would you say you were in a healing stage yourself?
Yes, absolutely. And I will also say that healing is not a destination per
Mhm.
se. Healing is forever a journey. So even though
Yes.
I have overcame certain things, life is life, right? We got
Mhm.
this saying where life be life. And so we are forever healing.
Right.
But pertaining to what the healing conference is specifically for, speaking to the themes, the first theme is stand up to your giants. Second theme was about relationships. I'm sorry, woman be loosed.
Okay.
The third theme was relationships, and then this past theme was about motherhood.
Okay.
And the different generational curses and everything that's passed down from mothers to kids.
I love that.
And so I would say that in all those areas, the things that I've experienced in the past, yes, I
Awesome.
have healed from. And that's one of the main reasons why we're putting on the healing night now. The things that God had delivered me from, we're literally just providing a space for other women to come into. If God did it for me, listen, he's going to do it for you as well.
Absolutely.
But you have to be willing to put in the work and be committed to the process, because healing ain't no joke.
Now, would you say the process looks different for everybody?
Absolutely.
I was going to ask,
Absolutely.
what does healing mean to you, ladies?
Who want to jump in first?
Oh.
Come on, sis.
Well, for me, what you said, what do healing?
Yeah. What is healing for you? What does it mean to you?
It just means to just completely be done bleeding on other people,
Mhm.
taking control of my life, because sometimes we battle when we deal with different traumatic situations, and when we take the time to just heal, we able to live life better.
Mhm.
We able to defeat, like she said, stand up against our giants. I'm just learning, like on, like Sis said, it's a forever thing.
Yeah.
You're
Mhm.
forever healing. So for me, healing is just taking control of my life.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Standing up against the things that came up against me that tried to either tear me down or became trauma. Like, nope, I'm healing from that. I'm not
Mhm.
going to recognizing my trauma triggers and different things like that.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. How
Yeah.
about you, dear?
I think for me, it's first I start with forgiveness, because so many
Ooh,
times
that's powerful.
we
Mhm.
don't know like how to forgive ourselves.
Mhm.
True.
So for me, it's gaining the forgiveness for myself. letting go of negative patterns. And for me, it's healing is breaking generational curses, because so many times when we are hurt, we don't realize those patterns come from somewhere.
That's true.
From things we've seen, from things, the way we were raised. Doesn't mean things were bad, but sometimes they just don't work for us.
Exactly.
So it's for me breaking generational curses and negative patterns.
I love it. I love it. I think that is very important that people acknowledge that. Everybody's healing journey does look different. I know a lot of people think you should come into relationships, and not just like romantic, but like friendships, and even the relationships with your family. Like a lot of people feel like when you're healing, it needs to be suppressed. Like nobody should know that you're healing. Like it's like frowned upon. You know, and it's like that's not okay,
right?
And it shouldn't be frowned upon. I should be able to be hurt with you. I should be able to say, okay, that's something that hurt me, you know, and I'm trying to get over that. People can recognize you healing within your journey, and it shouldn't be looked at as a negative thing,
right.
So I guess that brings me to one of the major questions is, Keyvonna's, why should healing be a priority? Help everybody understand why they need to focus on that. And it needs to be a daily focus.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a commitment. It's a journey. I will speak from my personal standpoint. When I wasn't healed, I was literally bleeding on everybody else. I don't care if it was friendships, relationships, like it was toxic. It was very, very draining. And so getting to a point where just making an executive decision, like I deserve to be the best version of myself. And I believe that we are put on this world to be that. And so why would I rob myself and rob the world of my life when it can be at its highest level? And so healing is a priority because, first of all, yes, you don't want to bleed on people who who didn't cut you, but also if you have kids, you have to understand that people are attached to you. There are nations attached to you.
That's true.
And so again, we can't have this selfish mentality where we say, well, I'm not going to heal. This person made me mad. I'm angry. I'm not going to forgive them. No, you're going to have to forgive them. You're going to have to forgive yourself. You're going to have to sit. You're going to have to journal. You may have to go to therapy. You're going to have to sit with God, because at the end of the day, if you don't get in position, then the people that's connected to you will not get in position as well.
That's so true.
Having a selfish mentality is not the route to go when you are trying to heal. When we say healing is a priority, it means literally it's at the top of the list.
At the top, yes, ma'am.
At the top of the list. Just like we put everything else, at the top of the list, whether it be work, whether it be our kids, whether it be, whatever the case may be. Healing needs to be an absolute priority. Nobody can deter me from healing. Nobody can, or I won't allow the enemy to speak to me and tell me you shouldn't heal, you shouldn't do this or do that. I won't go around the same environment that benefited off of my brokenness, or around the same people that benefited off of my brokenness. That's a whole nother conversation in itself. But these are all key things, my thing is, if you want to be your best self, heal.
Oh, this is so powerful, y'all. I gotta clap for this. That actually brings me to that. Like, people don't understand that they're bleeding on others. Now, when you talk about bleeding on others, what did that look like for you? Do you mean like just venting to people and versus talking to God? Do you like, what does that look like? Because I hear that term quite a bit where some people think it's okay. I call it dumping. Some people call it bleeding. Check on my well-being and my mental health first before you dump on me. So we got to also acknowledge that even while we're healing, our loved ones are healing.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So, you kind of explained a little bit about what that process looks like. How do you protect you and your space through that process?
I would say you have to be, first of all, environment is everything. We were just talking about this in this Bible. I don't know this exact scripture, but the Bible says bad company corrupts good behavior. And so here's another saying that we hear: birds of a feather flock together. And so literally who you are around, unknowingly, unconsciously, you will begin to act like that person. You will begin to adapt to that specific environment. environment. And if we're talking about healing, I use this analogy. And this is no knock to someone who has ever battled addiction. But if someone is trying to get off drugs, I can't go around people who I used to do drugs with.
Right.
I can't go around that same environment. I can't go around those same people. It's literally a separation that has to take place. You literally have to be willing to isolate yourself and get in a space where it's just you and God. And for me, I'll say where it's just me and God, and letting him cleanse and purge the things, the people, the character, the qualities inside of me or around me that no longer belong.
I love it.
So environment is important.
And how can people be supportive towards their loved ones through the healing process? How can they be supportive to them without overstepping boundaries?
I was going to say respecting the boundaries. I think that's a major thing. If I tell you this is my boundary, this is where we're going to go, that or this triggers me, respect my triggers. Even though you might think my triggers, sometimes they might be petty, sometimes they might be small, but respect what I'm telling you because that might cause me more harm than help.
Yeah.
So I don't think people really understand the boundaries, and respect goes a long way.
Yeah. Like you said, the isolation piece, like just because I'm isolating doesn't mean I have a problem with you. Doesn't mean I don't love you. Doesn't mean that I don't care. It just means like I have to put myself first right now. I have to put me and God first, and I have to figure it all out.
And two, if I can add to that, when you get into a space, and this helped me, because we know we can't be around everybody when we're healing. When you get into a space and you make up in your mind, like, I want to heal, I legit want to do this, I'm committed to the work and everything. If you're telling people this triggers me, this hurts me, please don't do this because I'm in a healing space. If they cannot respect that boundary, then it's okay to separate. I call it the gift of goodbye. It's a gift for a reason. The word good is in the word goodbye for a reason. Even if it's for a short period of time, long period of time, that's between you and God. But separation is key. You cannot heal around people who are constantly triggering you and taking you back to the moments that you're trying to heal from.
Exactly. Girl, let's go. Exactly.
Isolation, because when I think about healing, I think about isolation. I also think about transformation because in my isolation, that's where my transformation happened. And then I get restoration. So I'm able to come forth. But if I don't allow that isolation to happen, I stop my whole process.
Okay, wait. Let me break that down.
Isolation. But in your isolation, then there's a transformation. While that transformation is happening, you get restoration. And if I don't ever isolate, I cannot have that restoration. It don't happen like that. It's a process. And sometimes I think we rush the healing process. So isolation is needed. I think I know in the Bible it says it was good that I was afflicted. So I think about that, and it's sometimes it's good that it happened to me. I might not understand it, but it's a purpose for it. So I think we have to look at that. And every time you say isolation, I'm like, for me, isolation, transformation, restoration.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm dropping a bomb.
And that's the process, though. Like, that's good, sis.
Yes, I love that. I bet you just spoke to a lot of people with that.
Right.
I know you did. Man. Now,
Yeah.
Keyvonna, you did coach my growth with me. You were our spiritual wellness coach, and you killed it. You killed it. Sheka was also a coach at the event. I always have to give love and respect back to where it came from, because I couldn't have done that without y'all. So one of the girl,
right?
What? It was a pleasure to have you.
At your the other day, I'm like, man, when she gonna do this again?
It's something coming. Something coming.
Come on, something brewing.
I remember one thing that you said. You were talking about getting dressed for success. That is something that will stick for me to the end of time. So thank you for that message. I think that also is incorporated with your healing. It's kind of, instead of physically getting dressed, you got to get your spirit in line,
For
right?
real.
So it aligns with that, because even though I have to isolate, I still got to get out here. I still got to be a mom. I'm healing, but my kids don't know what that means. You know, I'm healing, but my boss doesn't know what that means. My coworkers don't know I want them to leave me alone. but I still got to talk to them. I still got to do what I got to do, you know?
Right.
You still got to get out here and you still got to live your life, even though you're doing it. So how do you do that? How can people find that balance between isolation and doing what they got to do every day?
I would say it's in exactly what you just said, sis. That's what came to my mind. Getting dressed for success. If I can alter that a little bit, it's the same thing when we're talking about healing. And when we say getting dressed for success, is literally just knowing your resources, knowing your tools. What does your daily routine look like? When I was healing, I would say me getting dressed looked like I got to play gospel music before I do anything in the morning. I got to feed my spirit man, because I often say we got two people inside of us. Either you go get Keyvonna or you go get the spirit man. And whichever one I feed, that's the one that's going to show up. And so I have to make sure that with me getting dressed for success or getting dressed, so that while I'm healing, I'm feeding my spirit man. I'm journaling. My environment is important. I'm listening to podcasts I'm listening to podcasts and being in environments that is conducive to my healing. I'm going to church. I'm going to therapy. So it's literally making sure you have the necessary resources and tools, and the fact that if you have them, you have the keys. You got to put the key in there. You got to unlock it, and you have to open the door. So that just means applying what you have. You got to get up and keep walking towards your healing journey.
I love it. Ooh. And I'm going to turn to the comments quick. Oh, Savannah.
Come on, sis.
Hello. She says, hey, Sister Queens, individuals don't like to be made to feel uncomfortable. That's true. Healing should be a priority because it frees you up mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Yes, ma'am. By having boundaries, look at you. All right. Why'd you leave? You could have stayed here and had this talk.
Next time.
And I love how she said communication is key.
It is.
Yes. That applies throughout any of our journey. We have to let people understand where we're at sometimes, so they can meet us where we are at. Right?
Yeah.
So she said I wanted to turn back around. You know we love you. Thank you for tapping in, sis.
And even what you saying, that this just came to me too. Allowing people to meet us where we're at. We have to be willing to be honest with ourselves.
Right.
Too. That's key. I have to be willing to meet myself. Where I'm at. And wherever I'm at, that's where the healing journey begins. I have to accept, okay, Keyvonna, this is how you feel. Now, once I understand, once I feel, now I have to go to the root of that feeling. Where did that come from?
Right.
Did that come from your childhood? Did that come from your dad? Did that come from relationships? Like, that's what healing is too. The process is not always going to look pretty. Healing is not pretty. Healing is not. Ugly. And so you have to be willing to get to the root of the fruit that you have produced in life thus far, or that has grown in your life so far. So I just wanted to piggyback off of
I think that's a good message. People are scared to heal. Like, let's keep it a buck. People are terrified because you know why? Because then they have to grieve their old selves. It's like saying goodbye. It's like that person is gone.
Yeah.
And so that means, like you said earlier, you don't lose people, but God takes them away. You know? Like you said, different habits, different environments. You got to say goodbye. And it's kind of like saying, dang, I got to see the person I've known all this time, my entire life, has to go away. And I have to be somebody else. That's scary for some people. Because it comes with accountability.
But I got a question. Is it really being somebody else? Because I think sometimes we forget, as a human, we have layers to us. And we go to, it's different seasons of life.
That's true.
So for me, I look at it, that season might have been that season, but now it's time for me to do something different. And with every season, you get different people, you get different devils, you get different, to go to the next level. So you have to look at that and remember, don't look at it as if you're masking, or how we say cliche, fake it to make it. No, I'm not. I'm going to my next level. It's the new season for me. So I think if we learn how to understand as a human, there's layers to us. Get to the next level. get to that next layer, because so many times we don't allow that, and we're, especially women, we're really afraid to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
That's a big thing for us.
It
My
is.
husband often says, like, you're so strong. When can you just be vulnerable?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what that look like?
Yeah.
And I had to really look at myself like, it's okay to do that.
It
we
is.
Don't, healing, like, we don't know how to let our guards down to heal sometimes. We're worried about being judged. We're worried about what people are going to think. So I think don't look at it as if, just look at it's another layer coming off.
Yeah.
This layer has to die.
Yeah.
To go to this next level, this has to die.
Yeah.
The whole me has to die.
Right.
The Bible says, we have to kill our flesh daily.
Yeah.
And you have to look at it like that. And I think if people took that concept, it'd be easier to heal.
I think that's a good point. Let me give you that.
Yeah.
That's good. It's a beautiful butterfly, Savannah says. Lachelle says, this is powerful. Savannah also says, it's okay to change, but most individuals don't want you to change because you are acting funny. You think you better. Don't forget where you came from, etc. Oh,
and you know why? That's
you
because they
just said a lot.
benefited off of your brokenness.
Exactly.
That's what that
That's
is.
good.
Yep.
Exactly.
And they're mad because they can't benefit off of what used to be.
Exactly.
I want to be with you just while you're at a certain level of your brokenness, because it's like they're a step ahead of you.
Yeah.
People can't benefit when
Woo.
you're moving to the next level.
And wait. You was nervous?
Right.
You got a message to give, girl. Where the nerves at now? Where the nerves at now?
We have to look at that. Like,
Yeah.
I've learned from me, and that's a big thing for me, living in a state where I really don't have any biological immediate family here.
Yeah.
People sometimes don't want to see you do better than them. And I had to learn, some people just don't know better.
Yeah.
And then some people do.
Yeah.
And they just want you at that broken stage. But once you come out of this shell and you really become this butterfly, you really see, like, who around me? These people ain't there
That's
no
good.
more.
Listen. Eyes is
That
open.
is, that is, you know what?
Yeah.
That is exactly it right there. That is exactly it right there. You hear people say, don't judge me off who you used to know.
Right.
I ain't that person no more.
Right.
And because you're not a part of this new version of me, you still stuck on the old me.
Yeah.
Sorry, once that door closed, you can't come back in.
That's true.
So I think that's another part of it too. Like you said, people tend to not want to be vulnerable and they care about what other people think.
Yeah.
But you gotta let that go. You gotta let that go.
You're trying to heal, it don't matter what nobody's saying. This
Yeah.
healing is personal. It's for me.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, how do you know if you are truly healed? Because I had Mo Sketty on the show not that long ago. Shout out to Mo. She works in the mental health field as well. And one of the things that she had said to me was, when it comes to the healing process, not everybody necessarily needs like therapy. You might have the resources and tools that you need in your tool belt, and you might be able to use those resources and tools, and you'll be able to get over that moment of that trigger.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I could be having a conversation with someone and they can trigger me. They don't know I'm triggered. They might not even know me, but they did something to trigger me.
Yeah.
I might need to step away for a second and get myself together so that I don't go down that spiral.
Yeah.
At that moment in time, will my tools and resources be enough, or do I need to go talk to somebody? So knowing the differences between, do you have it together? Do you have it under control, or do you still need to work on that? Some people think because they still have that memory or that thing still bothers them, because people go through some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can just be sitting one day and something can remind me of something that I went through that really hurt me.
Yeah.
Am I healed?
I don't.
Am I still healing?
Yeah. See.
Yeah.
Because it
Now
still
you gotta
hurts
go
me.
thinking.
You know what I mean? Am I healed? Is it a lifetime
I
journey?
think it is.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
We was discussing
just
that.
talking about
That
it.
it's
Yeah.
lifetime.
Yeah.
It's a lifetime journey. Because you can be listening to a song and it'll just come on and you'll be like you said, I'm healed, and then this song pops on and you crying like a mother, and you're like, wait, why am I crying?
Like, I thought I had it figured out.
Right, you thought you had it figured out,
Yeah.
but sometimes it's just it's a trigger. You process through it, and then you keep it moving. But it's definitely a lifetime journey.
Yeah.
You don't just I don't foresee, but I don't know. Like you said, everybody heals differently. But I think that it's ongoing.
Yeah.
I think the weight of healing becomes lighter as you like I said, you may hear the song today and you like going crazy.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow you hear it and you like, let's go.
Yeah.
And then you hear it again. So it's just a forever journey when it comes to healing.
Yes, ma'am. I agree with you. Absolutely.
And I think too, sometimes you just have moments. And when you have a moment, it's okay to acknowledge the moment. Like I had to train myself, like, Keyvonna, don't run from your emotions. Don't run from your feelings. Feel the feeling. Like feel the emotion.
And live in the moment.
Yeah.
Live in it. Go ahead and sit in it. So it can pass.
That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, you have to
always journal it.
So yeah.
I think for me, like you said, do you learn how to cope with it? Because for me, like I have one area of healing that I really battle with, and that's being sexually assaulted. So that doesn't go away from
me.
Yeah.
And being sexually assaulted while you're married, it's really different.
Yeah.
So for me, healing looks different because some days could be good days, some days are bad days. But one thing my therapist did teach me is I live in the moment. I acknowledge what I'm feeling, but I don't stay there. As long as I don't stay there, I'm okay. I get back up and I do it again.
Yes. Drum roll. You get back up and you do it again. Yes.
I gotta be a minister for a moment, okay? Because our pastor just talked about this. There's a scripture, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Not yea, though I stay, not yea, though I sit, or yea, though I walk in. The valley is not meant for you to stay in, and that's where most people get caught up at too. You have to be willing to walk through that thing. So take your moment, take a moment. Feel what you're feeling, acknowledge what you're feeling, but then get up and keep going. You are supposed to get up and keep walking through.
That made me think about that pit.
Come on.
Now that minister, you get like, wait,
got to.
Oh my God. So I really feel like y'all speaking to me.
Yeah.
This is something that is long overdue. A lot of people just don't understand what it takes to go through that process. I heard you say journal. About how often do you journal?
Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Several times a day.
Yes. And I have different journals. So,
wow.
Yep. Every day, all day. I have a lot of them.
So just kind of writing out like what you're feeling or what happened that day.
What I usually write out my day all the time. What I went through, what I felt, different things like PT started us doing, like writing our day before the day come, like basically like your done list. So it's not like what I have to do, but this is what I'm getting done or what's already done list. So when I be journaling, I like I said with the song, if you hear the song at the moment, you writing down you acknowledging your feelings and you writing it out like, okay, at this time this happened, I was listening to this song, and I just always write. I have a lot of journals.
Wow. I love that. Do you do the same thing?
I do.
Okay.
I journal every single day, whatever thought may come through my mind. If I don't have like a physical journal, I will journal in my phone so fast on my notepad. Whenever I'm triggered, whenever I have a moment, even if I wake up in the middle of the night, I will get up and I will write it down and I will journal, because one day you're going to look back on where you came from. And when you're in a season where you're going through or you feel like you're triggered or whatever, is happening in that season, you can look back and say, wow, this is where I came from.
Yeah, I like that.
And use that as motivation to keep moving forward.
Awesome. You do the same thing?
I actually journal a lot. That's how I also write. That's how I was able to come up with my book through journaling.
Yes.
So I think journaling for me, that's how that's the only way I can really get my day off of it. I don't want to put it on nobody else. I don't want to pour it into especially if it's a bad day. I don't want to put that on my husband. So I really write down my weight and I leave it there because I'm a person where my mind is always going. And so my mother-in-law often says like, y'all just always thinking. I was like, I sometimes wake up in midnight trying to pay bills because I'm thinking. And so my mind is like that. So to really like decompress myself, I write. That's how I get it off me.
See, I'm gonna sit in the car, turn on some music, and sing until my heart Can't no more. I used to write a lot. I want to get back into it. I actually hosted an event with Mo not that long ago, and we gave away journals. That was part of the thing that we did. We gave away journals. We gave away little cute ink pens. Because I've heard that works. That works. You know, that's something that definitely works. So I was like, you know what? Let's give away journals. Let's give away something for people to put those feelings into. Because as women, I'm not gonna lie, it get on my nerves when people be like, y'all so emotional. But it's about finding that balance between those emotions. You know what I mean? Because I can get emotional and I can shut it down.
Yeah.
I hate that though sometimes. I hate having to suppress that because then I feel like I'm not able to get through it properly. You know? So there's been times where I had to be like, okay, check yourself,
suck it up.
And then later on it just all come flowing out. It just all come flowing out when you alone and you in that safe space. Then you could just let it all go. Let it all go. Y'all all got partners, right? Y'all are all in relationships. How do your partners support you throughout?
For me,
no, seriously.
I can answer that one. For me, with the healing process and so I had to like you said, suppress my vulnerability for a long time. A lot of people ask me like, do you have emotions and different things like that? But something happened to me on my journey of life that had me just like, I can't cry in front of men in general. And so therefore, if I can't cry in front of men, I'm probably not gonna cry in front of women either. And so my husband, he made it very safe for me. He real patient with me on my healing journey. When he see me, I do this thing. I guess I started learning too what I do because I'm like, what am I doing? And I notice I do this thing like I just do something like this, like I ain't gonna cry in front of him. And he'll just come hug me. And he'll let me know that it's safe. And he'll be like, just let it out.
I love that.
And I just be like,
that make you feel so good. And then let you get it out.
Yeah, he just let me get it out because like I said, I was once told I would never cry in front of a man. Never let a man see me cry.
And you know what?
So after that, every man after me, like probably like this look, you know, she ain't no she or something because you're not gonna see me cry because that's what I was told.
Yeah,
so,
I think it's because they try and attach it to weakness, but really, I think you are stronger when you can. You know, when you can deal with that straightforward, head on, you are stronger than you realize. So I think it's dope that he's saying, you know what, I'm here for you. I got you. Go ahead and let it out. I'm not going to hold it against you. Because I think that it is too, that we think people going to hold it against us and look at us different. And it's like, they do it too. We just don't see them do it. You know, I don't know what's wrong with them, but what about you, Keyvonna? How do you get that support through that journey? How do they do that for you? How does he do it for you?
Actually, it's the same thing. Sis
That's
said.
awesome.
For me, coming out of a relationship where I didn't necessarily have that much support, even though I didn't know that I needed to heal, but safety is everything for me. Feeling safe. My thoughts are safe. My emotions are safe. My feelings are safe. And my significant other, he makes the invite like he's home for me, and I'm able to literally talk to him about absolutely anything, and he makes it so he reassures me like it's okay, you don't have to be strong around me, it's okay to let your guards down. Like when you let your guards down, I'm not gonna come in and sucker punch you or you know use anything of what you're saying against you. And so for me, it's just him reassuring me that it's okay. And also it ain't nothing like a man who can pray and cover you. That's something that I've always wanted.
You got it.
Listen,
that's a blessing.
I have it because sometimes when you having a moment or when you're so caught up in, you know, your world or what can be going on in that moment, I don't have the words.
Wow.
And he will literally come and say, come on, we finna pray. Or like when we go to church every Sunday, he makes it a point to come and get me. And he tells me, come on, we're about to pray every Sunday. Every morning when we wake up, he calls me. Or when we go to bed, right before we go to bed, he calls me like, okay, come on, let's pray.
Yes.
And prayer, as we know, changes things. But to be able to have a partner, especially a man who is willing, like who wants to cover you, that is everything for me. So safety, feeling safe, feeling secure in all realms and in perspectives is key for me with him.
I love that. I love that. Thank y'all for sharing. What about you?
I think for me, my husband is not emotional. So it was we went through this process, and it made me think about it because when I was sexually assaulted, I hid it from my husband for almost 2 years. Wow. And I was angry, and he couldn't understand. I was like, don't touch me. Don't talk to me. Leave me alone. He was like, what did I do to you? And I finally came out. I said, hey, I got court coming up. I need you to go with me. Court for what? And I told him what was going on. And he got in the room and he saw everything. He was like, do you know, like, you're supposed to find safety in me. He was like, I'm your safe place. And when he saw everything that I had endured and he watched the videos, he was like, and he just broke down.
Wow.
And he assured me I never have to be afraid to come to him about anything. Because my thing was I wasn't afraid to tell him. I was afraid of what he would do. My husband is a provider. He gonna make sure we straight if nothing else. So I was worried about him putting himself in harm's way because of what happened to me. So he reassured me, like, my safety, I never have to worry about it.
Shout out to those men. Shout out to all y'all men. That's dope. We got Desi on there. She's saying we're gonna turn our journals into Tone. It's a little hand blocking Desi's message now.
Journals into books.
Turn our journals into books.
Yes.
We speaking that thing.
I love that. And Tashima's on. Hey, Tashima. It's good to see you, honey. Both of you ladies. Oh, Takara, she said, tell us, sister girl. Hey, boo.
All the sisters on tonight.
Yes, they was excited. I'm telling y'all, they couldn't wait for this. Surprise, we got 2 other amazing ladies. Yes, I love this. Yes, I love everything you said. Like, it's this thing where people feel like, oh, if I tell somebody the bad things that happened to me, they're going to use it against me.
Yes.
They're going to turn the tables one day. They're going to throw it in my face. They're going to make me look ugly when I'm not. You know, they're going to make it sound like that is who I am. And I'm not that. That's just something I went through. You know what I mean? So what about our friendship circles? We talked about that too. Having the right people. Making sure they align, making sure they understand, you know what I mean, what we want out of life, and we understand what they want, and can we contribute to that? Can we be valuable to that? Let's talk about that. Our circles. What does that look like?
I don't do friendships that
pray.
Listen, I don't do friendships that don't have value.
Let's go.
That's a big thing for me. If I call you my sister, you're my sister.
Right.
Through the good, the bad, the ugly. I'm going to always tell you when you're wrong because I want you to do the same thing for me. But I also learned to love people right where they're at. Because at that moment, I don't know what it took for you to get there.
Right.
And, you know, you could be up one moment, down the next. So I think for me, my friendship circle, it's a solid circle because I've really had to cut some people. Like, I have a lot of people that latch on to me because of what I can do for them.
Yes.
And my husband was big on that. Like, a lot of people really don't like you, Markita. They just use you for what you got. I said, well, you know, I'm a firm believer that God really finances. That ain't my struggle. God really blesses me in that area where I'm able to give, but people use you. And he was like, I was like, it's okay. But I was like, God had to really sit me down. I'm like, yeah, in this season, you're going to know who for you and who not. And when I say cut them, be done with it.
Be done with it.
And I was okay with that. But it took me a long time to really get there to be like that.
Yeah, people will be like, oh, I've known that person for years. I can't let them go. We've been through so much together. How can I let them go?
Yeah.
But are they good for you? Have they ever been good for you?
Family can be bad for you.
Yeah.
And sometimes we hold on to them and they're leeches.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
And we just have to know it's your season up.
Yeah. It's not about the quantity. It's about the quality of the people around you.
Absolutely.
So, what about you, Keyvonna, when it comes to your circle?
Yeah. I would say, I just had a thought. It was good. And it just left.
It's coming. It's going to come back.
Ooh. Okay, here we go. Thank you, Lord. When you are on a journey to becoming your best self, your eyes are open to many different things, many different situations, especially people, especially when you're growing in God, you develop, or I ain't even gonna say you develop, you sharpen your discernment to use towards people. And so eventually, for me specifically, what helped me, I just began to see, my eyes began to get open, to be open. And when I saw certain things, everything doesn't need to be spoken on. It's just, you have to know within yourself what it is, what you see. And is this a good fit for me? Is this person a good fit for my life right now? Was this person supposed to, or is this person supposed to be left in this specific season? And if so, it's okay to leave them there accordingly in a correct way. And then I just gracefully move on. So I don't want to say categorizing people, but just as your eyes are open, you have to know where to put people. You have to know where to place people. My circle, we tight because of what I do and who I am. And then the people that they are. One of the things that I asked God for was to put me around people that are where I want to be. And that was the greatest prayer that I could have ever done, because they hold me accountable.
Yes.
They tell me when I'm wrong. I don't want to be around you, first of all, if you cannot tell me when I'm wrong. It may not feel good. I may not even want to hear it. But tell me by myself, because at the end of the day, I know that you have my best interest for me to be the best version of myself.
Yes. Do you think it's important for people to be careful with how they tell you about yourself?
Delivery is everything. Absolutely. Tone and delivery is everything. And then also, if it's something that you feel like would necessarily, I'm going to just say, hurt the other person, I would say just take a moment and recalibrate in your head on how you should say it so this person can receive it, because you always want to do things out of love. You never want to do something out of envy or I told you so, or we're not doing that. If you got to tell me about myself, I want to feel it from your heart.
Leave that ego to the side, because people will tell you something because they want to have that moment. That moment, they want to make it about them. It ain't about you. It's about me. If you really care about me, tell me the way you know I'll receive it, because you know me.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Come on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's true.
What about you in your circle?
Woo, for me. So y'all follow me on Facebook, and it's so funny because my daughter was just telling me this yesterday. Like, Mom, I know you think everybody is cupcakes and rainbows. I just love everybody. I do. I just genuinely love everybody. I genuinely support people. And so my circle, like Sis said, when just growing deeper in God and asking for certain things, like asking God to give me discernment, give me the wisdom, and show me the hearts of the people connected to me. Baby, it tightened up my circle a lot. It did. And just having people that could pray for me, that I could pray for, you know, like Sis said, you want to have friends that reciprocate what you do.
Ooh,
if I can
reciprocate is a big word for some people. I done heard accountability, reciprocation,
right? Respect.
Yes,
my
respect.
friends to be able to respect me,
right?
You know, hold me accountable. I can hold them accountable. If I can't tell you something that you did wrong to me, and you can't tell me something I did wrong to you, and we just carry on, then you not that person to be around me, because we have to do that with having friends. So like when I say, like, I do love everybody, but I do have when you really my friend, you become my best friend.
Yeah,
and
your family.
Yeah, you my family. When I start like Sis Markita said, when I call you sis,
it's deep.
Sister,
it's
first
deep.
of all, sister.
The whole word.
I call my real sister sister.
Yeah.
So when I start calling you sister and sis, you mean something to me.
Yeah.
And when you break that, that's everything to me.
Yeah.
So for my circle, it's just we genuinely loving each other. We praying for each other. We doing ugly cries. We holding each other accountable.
Yeah.
If it have to be told to us in an ugly way, a good way, like sis said, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. We know how to say things to each other so that we could continue to grow. So my circle, we growing, we praying, and we just bettering ourselves all around. Like I have friends, my bestest friends, like one of them, we've been friends since we was like 12, 13. My other friend, we've been friends since we was like 18, 19, and now I got two of my newest best friends and another best friend. I ain't gonna tell y'all my new best friend. I got a new best friend. Hey, I need this on the podcast. I got a new best friend.
I love that.
We best friends,
but we
best friends. And so, this time next year, when I come on Facebook and I be like, hey, y'all remember I said I had a best friend? I just know, I know people.
Yeah.
This person, the way we just, I'm like, oh, this is going to be my new best friend.
Yes. I love that. I love your attitude.
Yeah, I do. I just love everybody. I do. They be like, this girl. Yeah, I do.
I think one of the reasons too that we can kind of figure out who's for us and who's not is the way they hear us.
Yeah.
The way they listen to us. It's not always about how they act, but it's about how they take us in.
Yes.
For example, imagine having conflict with someone and they know you're healing. You told them about some of the most vulnerable moments in your life.
Yeah.
And they know you're under high pressure and you're in a moment and you're trying to get through. Yeah. And a mistake is made. And the mistake is made towards that person you love, and you try to correct it, you try to fix it, but they don't hear that. They're so gung-ho on the fact that you made that mistake, and they want to prove you made it, and they just want you to just be, they want you to soak in it. They want you to soak in that mistake, and that sucks. That sucks so bad.
Happened to me. Like I'm apologizing.
It's like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It wasn't even. It was my phone. My phone acting crazy. But sometimes,
But that's how you can tell.
Even with the big things Sis said, when you start having discernment and God showing you certain things, that's when like these people that you think are your people or your friends in your friend circle, they not.
Right.
Because if something so simple, and I'm telling you, I apologize, and I'm steady trying to, sometimes we over explaining ourselves, and we really don't have to do that. So when we giving enough respect and we showing you enough love to explain ourselves to you, to apologize, and you can't accept that, then you bye. That's the stage we in, because we all are dealing with so much right now. And so to keep having to deal with that type of stuff too, it's like, no, we all of us, we connected to too many different people. To keep holding on to the ones that want to be
And sometimes I think hurt people project hurt, and they don't realize it. And I've learned that with a lot of my friends. I be like, girl, you need to deal with your trauma. You go heal. You over here about me, but you go heal.
Right.
You really need to heal. I be like, well, they be like, why you say that? I be like, you know how you say somebody angry all the time? Think about that. I was like, you always mad. Do you ever smile? Are you ever happy?
Right.
And sometimes I realized, like, some of my people that I was around, they were really hurt.
Yeah. I think that's a process too. That's how you know you're healing, in my opinion, is when you can actually take the good with the bad. You can take the good with the bad.
Look, I came up with a question in my mind, because I know with people healing, though, for real, like with people healing and what she just said, if you talking to somebody and it's like, it's always the what PT say, stinking thinking, and the way they talking, and you like, man, like you I'm recognizing that you need to heal. but how do we help?
How do you help
the
them?
other people?
But can I help you?
I was just gonna say that. Do they want help?
I really can't. One thing about healing is I can't help you until you self-reflect and know you need to heal. Healing starts with you and within, and until you make that conscious decision that you want to heal, nobody can help you.
That's
nobody
true.
can help you on that journey because you have to want healing.
Yeah. I like
and
that
until
too.
they make that decision for you, I would say you have to make a decision then, because it's this saying. I was watching something and they said something that was so powerful and it forever stuck with me, and I applied today. They said, if you are bringing added hell into my life, I am going to advise you to get the hell
away
out
from
of my
me.
life.
That's good.
Okay.
Okay.
And so I just have that mentality. Life is too short to be sitting and to just be bitter and to be or what's the word, encouraging me to sit in my mess or my mistake. That's just too much. I already got enough going on. I acknowledge my mistake, but if you keep badgering a person with what they're doing wrong and adding more hell into their life, that's just going to put them more down into a state that they don't even need to be in. That's where depression comes from. That's where other issues and everything and more trauma, you just added to my trauma.
That's true.
I don't need that. So bye-bye. Get the hell up out of my life.
Ooh,
it's okay. It is. It is.
That's real good.
Tashima says, especially family. She said, this clarity is so good. Accountability, reciprocated energy. Let's go. We got Lexi up there. Hey, Lexi.
Hey, Lexi.
Hey, Lexi. Hey, Queen.
Tashima said, come on, Sheka. You better say it, Queen. Y'all talking good. Yes. I'm glad y'all are tuning in. Once again, thank y'all for y'all support. We had to have this talk. We had to have this talk because, you know, a lot of people don't understand what healing really looks like. It sounds good. It sounds good. People be like, I'm healed. Are you?
So that thing come up on you.
Right.
You right about that. You right about that. How about our kids? Our kids, man, they living in a whole new world today. Yes.
Where you want to start it? Because I work for MPS, and before I took this role that I'm in now, I've been there 3 years, and I was the supervisor of the violence-free zone. So I handle all gangs, fights, mediations, everything in my building.
Wow.
And I've learned that so many times kids come and we see them act out and they're bad and they're labeled as bad and with their stereotype. But my thing was, why you like that? If you fighting every day, come see Miss Weston. I want to know what you got going on. And I learned in my building last year, I had 69 homeless kids.
What?
And I got this one particular girl. She was a fighter. When I say y'all, and she could fight. Like, she was bad. And I was like, I got to get to know her.
Yeah.
So I brought her in my office and I'm like, tell me about you. Y'all, she was homeless. She had a mama, but she was raising herself. 15, trying to figure out where I'm going to stay, what I'm going to eat, come to school, where I'm going to sleep tonight. That's a lot. Our children are going through stuff that I never had to go through as a child. Kids are raising themselves now. And some households are not just where they're raising themselves because they want to, but mama working 2 and 3 jobs. So they're not there. Who's that mother figure?
Right. Hey, Keyvonna. We need a healing night for the kids.
I'm telling you.
Woo! I feel like that's in the works. I feel like that's in the works. Matter of fact, bring the mama and the kids. Bring the whole family.
Come on.
Yes. Let's talk them through that. Let's figure out, help them understand what those emotions are, where they come from, and how to get to the next step.
Because I got something wrote down in my journal that I wrote in my circle, because I got a circle. It's a 360 circle. And everything that comes to pass, I scratch off. And then I start a new circle and I do it.
I like that.
What comes to pass. And I got it in my folder, Breaking Generational Curses Conference.
Yeah.
We gonna put that to work.
Put that to work.
Wait a minute.
Please put it to work. I'm coming. I'm bringing my son.
And like, God gave me that strategic, because I tell my husband all the time, I'm a big believer of breaking generational curses.
Absolutely.
Because I've had to encounter so many, and I watch one of my daughters almost commit suicide. Then it seems like my 16-year-old now. every time we go to church, the preacher's calling off suicide. And I'd be like, yeah, we're not doing that with her.
Yeah.
But she never tells us, and she's a straight A student.
Yeah.
But she struggles with that in her mind. And I said for my pastor to recognize that and see that generational curses are real.
Yeah.
And if we don't really cut them at the root, they don't die.
Yeah.
Like we think because we pray about it. No, we have to really pluck that thing up at the root and kill it. And a lot, you can't do that if you don't know how. If you don't know how to operate in that area, if you don't know about intercession and warfare to get that off of your child, then she passes that down when she births a child. And we don't realize it's in your bloodline. It's deeper than just, it's in your bloodline. Like, we have to stop that. Like, I just think that's a big thing.
Right.
I think it was Sarita. She, I don't know if y'all know Sarita Valmont. Yes, you know Sarita. You know, you met her once, at least once.
Okay.
She said that it is in your DNA. It comes even if the mother is pregnant and she's going through trauma through her pregnancy, it carries on to the baby. So even that comes in the world like that. You don't even realize how much all that stuff is connected. You know, whatever you're emotionally attached to or whatever is going on in your life, if you are not dealing with it properly, then it just, you know what I mean?
We think sickness. We always think sickness like, okay, my mom had diabetes, then I might have diabetes. But no, you really think about it. If your mom grew up angry and yelling in your household,
you're gonna be the same way
in your household. And I'm talking from experience. You yell at your kids and you become hostile, and you never really think about it until you look at the man in the mirror and say, hey girl, you need to deal with that. Because where did that come from?
Right.
And my children make me reflect on that often. Like, mom, you don't have to yell. Like, look back at that. Think about your mom, how that made you feel. And I often think like generational curses can run deep.
They do. They definitely do. I remember that yelling. My dad used to be a yeller.
Listen.
And I just used to be like, dang, Dad, why you yelling? I hear you. I can hear you. I'm listening. So yeah, I think that's huge too. Is getting that through to our kids. Start young with that. Show them what healing is at a young age. Because they suppress it. They don't want to tell us. They don't want to talk to us.
Especially this new age.
And they see it in us too. They see when they always say, when mama ain't right, the whole house ain't right. Everybody know when mama ain't got it going on, the whole house can feel it. You know?
My husband say that all the time.
Yes.
So the tone for the whole house.
Absolutely.
That is the truth.
That's true. I give them the only. Get them.
That is true.
And I think a cliche saying has really stopped us from healing. Whatever happens in this house
stays in
this house.
We just had that
talk. I don't believe in that. And I think that's like the worst thing you could tell a child.
Right.
Because I might not be equipped to handle what happened.
Right.
But that's why we got a village.
And
you should be able to go to your village and tell them. And I know that my village can handle that.
Right.
Because I might never be able to carry that.
Right.
But we had this saying for so long. Grandma started it. Then she told your mama. Then your mama told you. Well, that's going to stop with me because that's cliche. I might can't handle that. So I think that's a big thing, especially in our community.
It's definitely a big thing in our community. It's something that we need to work on. I think people are terrified for other people to know that they have some brokenness.
Or to live in your truth.
And to live in that truth. They don't want people to know.
Judgment.
It is a lot of judgment out here, but you know what? Like you said, if you really care about being your best self, you're gonna make sure that you're not gonna care. We can't be people pleasers.
Right? Come on.
You know?
So
that's big. That's big. That's big. What else y'all got? What else y'all got going on? I know y'all got some other stuff coming up.
I wanted to piggyback off what you said really, really quick about kids seeing us heal as well. So and kids suppressing, you know, what they be going through as well. That's one of the things that God really had to make my heart tender for, because I have a boy and I have a 9-year-old and with him growing up in the world, he sees around him, or he saw, because God is working that thing out now, but he's seen around him prior where you got to be strong all the time. And I'm like, baby, you don't have to be strong all the time. You don't have to hold it in. You don't have to suppress. You don't have to pretend like or act like everything is all together all the time. And I have to tell him, like, even though you're 9, I'm aware that you have feelings.
Yes.
I'm aware that you have emotions.
Yes.
And so something that I've been implementing now is I'm asking for a safe space. I have to create a safe space for my child as well.
Yep.
So this is, again, where we talk about environment. You are a crucial player to your environment.
Exactly.
You are a crucial player to your child's life. I don't want my child to feel like he has to go outside of me to talk to somebody else because he can't talk to me.
Right.
So when he do open up to me, I would like, yes, God, yes. But in that moment, I'm careful. I make sure I'm listening. I make sure that I'm very attentive, and I want him to know, mommy hears you. I understand what you're saying. Sometimes I don't even say anything. I just sit and I listen because I want him to know I hear you.
Yeah.
I see you. Because some kids feel like they don't. That's why they run away from home, or that's why they experience certain things in this, because they're not getting the amount of love or attention or even attentiveness from their home. They're seeking it elsewhere. And this is why kids turn to the streets.
Right.
And I'm like, oh no, not mine, not on my watch. I'm going to create a safe space. I'm going to put you around some men. I pray to God for a man of God so that he can be a great role model for my son. Phenomenal role model. He's learning now what it means to walk upright as a young man.
Yes. I love that, girl.
Yeah.
I'm clapping.
He said clapping.
Yes.
Think about that though, like being having your children be vulnerable and able to come to you. That was a big like kind of clash in my house for a while, because my husband grew up. He's 5 years older than me, and he grew up where, well, a couple of years older than me. He grew up where you could certain things children just shouldn't say to their mom or dad. And I was like, well, this a whole new time. Like, if she feel this way, it might not come out pretty.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Me too.
You gotta be okay.
Right.
I was like, I'm gonna need you to buckle down and understand. Like, I would always rather her be able to come sit at our feet or say, you made me feel this way, than go out and never talk about it, but then she commits suicide. And I think sometimes too is our upbringing.
Yes.
Like, we just stuck in tradition.
Yes.
It don't work. If it don't work for you, it don't work. It don't. I mean, what worked for my mama, I don't govern my house like that. And we still keep the godly principles, but other than that, I can't go by what worked for my mama, because this a new day and time, and kids, they need a lot more now.
They do.
Yeah. Because if they don't get it from you, they gonna get it from somebody else.
That's why the girls turn them in.
Yep. Exactly.
That's why they go out for sex.
And them the ones that's manipulating and telling you, this what you need to be doing, this what you should do. And they don't really care, So I also fear about the other kids that aren't getting that same, that same environment, that same support system.
Yeah.
And so they're also telling our kids things that maybe we're not ready for them to know, or maybe we're not ready for them to be in that place.
Exposure.
And it's so much exposure. I was just saying, even when I just scroll on social media, I see so much stuff I did not ask for.
Yes.
I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of like prepare them.
Yeah.
You have to prepare them, because now you live in a world where everything is social media.
Yes.
Everything. And so for me, I've learned now I don't sugarcoat nothing with my girls.
Yeah.
If she come, my 7-year-old, like, they different. Like, I was like, how do you know what that is? Oh, well, I seen this on TikTok. Well, I'm gonna need you to come off TikTok.
Yeah.
But I was like, we live in a world where if we don't tell our kids and are honest with them, they're gonna find out one way or another.
Yes.
So you just really have to be prepared and be upfront now.
Yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
you can't hide sex no more. Like, mama hid it from us, and 7-year-olds know sex now. Like, you gotta teach them.
Yeah.
And they doing it in the schools.
It's sad.
So you really have to prepare your children for the world, what the world looks like, because if not, they gonna run out to somebody. Well, you see this gun, you know what that look like?
Right.
Well, mama ain't never told you don't touch that. You gonna touch it.
Right.
So I think we just have to really be equipped to prepare them for reality.
Yeah. Prepare them for reality, and also prepare ourselves for how it can emotionally affect them. One of the things that has been really major on social media is the whole cyberbullying thing.
Yeah.
And how kids really they really care about how they're perceived.
They do.
They really do. I'll give you an example. There's a fight that happens in the school. Someone records the fight. Now the fight's on social media. The kid that lost the fight has to relive that moment over and over and over again. What do you think that does to their confidence? You know what I mean? What do you think that does to them? It used to be I remember when I was a kid, it was like, fight it out. My dad used to put boxing gloves on us in our house.
Really?
Just get it out. I'm tired of the bickering. I'm tired of arguing. Y'all about to fight.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe he did it. That used to be something that my dad would have us do. Put these we used to have gloves. We had a punching bag. You know, it's stuff you can do to help your kids through stuff.
Yeah.
But in this world now, it's stuff that you have no control over. You have no control over who sees it. You have no control over how long it's going to be seen. And so that is something too, like teaching these kids to really be mindful of how they put themselves out there.
Yeah.
I have to tell my kids a lot, walk away.
Yes. Yeah.
Walk away from it.
Yeah.
Just because it triggered you, it upset you, it made you feel a way, doesn't mean that you have to go head first and dive in and give people hell.
Right. Right.
You know, because they see that. Like you said, you in a school system, you dealing with a lot of kids that are going through a lot of trauma. And then you've got kids who aren't in those circumstances, and they come together. They're in the same class, and you have something I don't have.
Yeah.
I have something you don't have. How do I take you?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? How do I take you? They don't know what to do with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So even that, teaching them, like, some people or some kids aren't going to have what you have. Be nice.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Be nice to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Give love back, because you are blessed. Bless them
Yeah.
with a smile, some kindness.
Yeah.
Have
Yeah.
people in that space to do that.
Yeah.
I'm big on that. I say it all the time, and they know I don't mind on stepping on toes sometimes, especially for a child, because I'm an advocate for them.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes teachers are in rooms and they're just there to take up space, and they don't realize like what our children need.
Yeah.
Like if I see a girl in my school come in and she don't look like this, and I know bullying is a problem, Miss Weston gonna change that.
Yeah.
I love that.
I don't care. Yeah, baby, you might not get these J's today because I'm finna go buy her some shoes. And I'm big on that. And I think everybody, she might not even want Jordan. She might want some Converse.
Yeah.
But I need her to look the part, because she shouldn't have to get bullied for what she don't have.
Exactly.
So that's a big thing in my business that we do. I always I make sure at least start of the school year, I take 3 kids. Whatever you tell Miss Weston you want, write it down. I'm going to get it.
I love
want
that.
you to come into school looking like them. And I'm big on walking through the school year. I want to see, okay, let me see if her hair done. Let me see if she look like this, because I'm going to make sure we go clean you up. Because you don't have to, in my building, you're not going to get judged by what you don't have.
Yes.
Because we don't know, like, her mama might not have no money.
Right.
She might not even be at home with her mama.
Yeah.
So I think it's teaching them, and I'm even showing my principle, like, we have to remember where they come from.
Yeah.
Where you came from might not be where they came from.
Right.
So we have to really reach children where they're at.
Exactly.
You got to know where they at.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I think we need advocates for our children in those spaces where they can have those safe spaces to come and say, well, hey, I ain't got no clothes.
Yeah.
I ain't got no shoes. This all I got. But I think it's too, if we pay attention, you really know who got and who don't.
Yes.
It becomes obvious, but we have to be willing to give back.
Yes, absolutely. I'm gonna clap for that. Gotta be willing to give back. Gotta pay attention. That's major. We got all kind of vocabulary. Intentional. Let's go. So y'all tell me a little bit more about what else y'all got up and coming. I know you be doing a lot. Your ass stay busy.
She
She be moving and grooving.
And I do. Because I just like I'm just big on learning new stuff, and every time I learn something, I want everybody around me to learn it, and I want everybody around me to be doing better. So, yep, we do. September 8th, we have Miranda Gates coming to do queenship. Yep,
nice
queenship and etiquette for the women.
Nice.
September 14th, we have our Rainbow Tea.
I'm excited about that.
Biggest women's empowerment seminars coming up, where we bring the different sisterhoods together throughout Milwaukee. And then October 5th, we have couponing.
Nice.
Teaching the queens how to coupon.
That's right.
You have to learn how to spend your money right,
save some money,
queen and save money and things like that.
Yeah.
So, we have our good sis Yolanda doing that. We have a whole, like you said, our whole calendar for the rest of 2024 is pretty much complete with the different things that's coming up.
That's a blessing. That's a blessing. Can you tell people where to find you, because they might want to be a part?
Oh, absolutely. You can find us at www.queensofthemeal. You can find us on Facebook at Queens of the Meal.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you. That's awesome. I love that you're doing those things. I like how you do stuff. It just be different.
I just love, like I said, I just love sisterhood. Y'all already know, so don't even get me started. Like, I love sisterhood. I love the togetherness. Eventually we about to get the offering group therapy sessions, everything. Like, I just feel like whatever my sister dealing with, baby, we about to be helping you work on yourself, from the fitness to just everything. So you will be seeing a lot of different things coming out.
Nice.
November, we doing the wheels, because you should have a wheel, if that makes sense,
girl.
So that's coming up as well.
That's nice. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that.
Prayer and pajamas in December. So get ready for that.
She was
prayer boards.
2024.
Prayer boards and pajamas in December. So
nice. And how about you, Keyvonna?
Well, after the conference, I'm going on a hiatus.
You ain't wrong.
Listen, God has not given me anything. I right now don't have a desire for anything. I've been busy for the past year, every 3 months with events, speaking, and like, I have been so busy. I have not had a chance to just stop. And to just recuperate. So I am pouring everything that God fills me up with into this conference for next month. And after that, I got a cruise in November. That's something to look for. Yeah, see? Come on. Yeah. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yes.
I love cruises.
I was just saying I want to go on a cruise.
You were just hosting
Yes, I've never done a cruise before.
Oh, we gotta go on a cruise.
I want to do a cruise.
Listen, it's a city on water.
I'm a certified travel agent. I don't know how I feel about it.
Listen, I love water.
Yeah.
I like water, but I don't want to be on a boat. I tried.
You can't even feel it.
You can't.
Feel it.
You can't. It's literally a city on water.
I didn't feel it. I felt it more so when I got off. When I got off the boat, I'm like, what is going on?
Did it just feel weird just being back on?
It felt weird for about a week and a half. But
as long as you don't go during hurricane season, you're good. Yeah. It's smooth sailing, girl. It's so pretty, such a beautiful sight.
I'm glad you get to do that. You deserve it. You deserve that.
I do. I can't wait,
girl. I already know. How about you, hun?
Well, this weekend I'm vending at Jazzy Ray's. The
Yeah.
Divas Brunch. I'm doing my book there.
Yay!
It's Breaking the Silence from Pain to Power. So I'll be there doing that. I'm also doing a couple of classes in my school with my youth. I'm always busy with ministry. I'm over like 4 areas in my church, so I'm busy. I shared with her. I said, she's like, "How you do?" I was like, "It works." I'm always busy with that. Yeah.
Yes.
And I love outreach because that's the area I'm over. So I'm always finding somewhere to give back or support somebody.
Yes, I love it, ladies. I'm gonna clap for y'all.
Yeah.
Conference for my good sis. I can't
Come
wait.
on.
Yes.
We are a part of it. We're part of it.
Yes, the Healing Night team in the building.
Let's go. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Well, y'all got to see it for yourselves. Okay, y'all got to see it for yourself. I hope y'all were listening and got a chance to absorb this amazing conversation that we just had. We went deep. We went really deep today. And I know we helped some people. And if you didn't get a chance to watch the whole thing, play it back. Just play it back. Just play it back. It's always here. You'll always get to see us again.
Yes.
Just play it back. And I love that y'all are so open and y'all got like an open door kind of thing. Like if somebody needs y'all, they can reach out, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Y'all hear that? Y'all heard it. No excuses. Get the help you need. Get the love you need.
Yeah.
So it is 9:21 p.m. on a Wednesday. We're going to go ahead and we're going to say goodnight to everybody in the audience. Again, I am your host, Kendra. This is Mind of My Own podcast. And we'll see y'all next week. Good night.